Somewhere on this planet, hidden beneath centuries of sand, war, and forgotten empires, there might be a place so sacred that entire civilizations were built just to remember it. A place where humanity supposedly took its very first breath. Welcome back to Mysteries of the Bible. I'm your host, and this is Episode 2. Last time, we explored the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. Today, we go back even further to the very beginning, the Garden of Eden, and the question that's haunted historians for centuries. Was it ever a real place? And if so, where does it stand today? Here's what's coming up. First, we'll look at what Genesis actually says about Eden's geography. Then we'll explore the two leading real-world regions that match the description. After that, we'll look at a theory that doesn't point to land at all, but to the bottom of the sea. And finally, we'll ask what it would really mean if Eden was found. Let's start with the text itself. Genesis doesn't just describe Eden as a spiritual concept, it gives geography, real rivers, real directions. 4 rivers are named as flowing out of Eden: the Persian, the Gihon, the Tigris, and the Euphrates. 2 of those rivers still exist today, flowing through modern-day Iraq. That single detail has sent explorers, archaeologists, and theologians on a centuries-long search. If the Tigris and Euphrates are real, then Eden wasn't just a spiritual idea, it was a real location with real coordinates on a map. That region is part of what historians call Mesopotamia, the cradle of civilization. This is the same land where the Sumerians built the first cities, invented writing, and created the earliest legal codes in human history. One leading theory places Eden at the point where the Tigris and Euphrates meet, near the Persian Gulf in southern Iraq, close to where the ancient city of Ur once stood, the same city the Bible says Abraham came from. Satellite imagery has revealed dried-up riverbeds in that exact region, ancient channels that could match the missing Persian and Gihon rivers described in Genesis. If true, this would mean all 4 rivers really did converge in a single fertile region, exactly like the text describes. But Iraq isn't the only candidate. Some scholars point further north, to the mountains of eastern Turkey, near where the Tigris and Euphrates originally begin, close to Mount Ararat, the same mountain linked to Noah's Ark. This region is also home to Göbekli Tepe, a site so old, so advanced, that it's rewriting what we thought we knew about early civilization. Some researchers believe Göbekli Tepe could be linked to humanity's earliest religious memory, a monument built by people who still remembered a paradise they'd lost. And then there's a theory that doesn't look at rivers or mountains at all, but at the ocean floor. After the last ice age, sea levels rose dramatically, flooding what used to be dry, fertile land. Under this theory, Eden wasn't destroyed by fire or war. It was swallowed by the sea, buried somewhere beneath the Persian Gulf itself, lost the same way Atlantis is said to have vanished. Geological surveys of the Gulf floor have actually revealed what looks like ancient river systems now underwater, adding some real weight to this idea. So, which is it? A specific valley in Iraq, the highlands of Turkey, or a sunken paradise beneath the waves? Scholars remain divided into roughly 3 camps, just like we saw with Sodom last episode. Some believe Eden was a real specific location that's simply been lost to time, erosion, and shifting rivers. Others believe the story preserves a genuine cultural memory of the region where organized civilization began, without pointing to one exact spot. And a third camp treats it primarily as a symbolic origin story, less about coordinates, more about a shared human idea, a time before separation from the divine. Here's what makes this case fascinating compared to most biblical mysteries. Unlike stories with no historical anchor at all, Eden's description comes with actual named rivers, 2 of which are undeniably real today. That's rare. It means whoever wrote this account, or whoever first told this story around a fire thousands of years ago, was working from real geographic knowledge, not pure imagination. Whether or not archaeologists ever pin an exact spot on a map, the region itself, Mesopotamia, the birthplace of writing, law, and cities, remains one of the most significant places in human history. In a very real sense, whether or not Eden existed exactly as described, this is the region where civilization as we know it actually began. So maybe the search for Eden was never really about finding a garden. Maybe it's about something deeper, humanity's memory of a time before everything got complicated, a time worth naming, worth writing down, worth carrying forward for thousands of years across languages, empires, and religions. This has been episode 2 of Mysteries of the Bible. If you're enjoying this series, subscribe and turn on notifications because next episode we're heading on to a mountain in Turkey to search for something even bigger, the resting place of Noah's Ark. See you there.